Hi, my name is Carlos, and this will be the first episode of Stay Tuned, where we'll be covering many different topics that are relative to Jacksonville community and the surrounding areas. This is my co-host, Tori.
Hi. Yes, this show pretty much is going to give you insight as to some of the things that are going on here in Jacksonville, as well as asking you, or posing the question, should I say, how is your community serving you? And so I asked Carlos, how are you connected to the community?
It's a really good question. I am deeply rooted in the Jacksonville community. I was born and raised here, and I just love it. You know, I love the scenery, I love the smell of Jacksonville. Everything about Jacksonville just makes me feel at home. So much so that when I go and I do traveling, this city, that city, I come back, I get homesick. Something about Jacksonville, I just have to be here. You know, Tori, how are you connected to Jacksonville area?
Well, I'm born and raised here also. And, it's very important to me that our city would take some of the things that maybe I see in other cities to improve it, as well as give awareness to what's really going on around here. And so I think a good starting place would be, informing people about events, hot spots, maybe a little fashion, sports, the general stuff. What do you think, Carlos?
I think that the social acclimate is definitely growing in our city. Having the ability to travel and go to different places like Miami, see the nightlife there, different things that they that are exclusive to that area. Some of those venues are coming here now. And I have all types of friends that have graduated from different colleges, and, they think that, Jacksonville is still slow, somewhat lethargic. I don't know if I could come back there and, basically have a career and also, entertain myself in different aspects. But I tell them, hey, you definitely can. What do you think about that, Tori?
Well, I think, yes, it's definitely a great place to start your life. It's an up-and-coming city, with the renovations to the stadium and the way they're reconstructing downtown. I think it will be a great spot. And so what we want to do is we really want to give you insight on that type of stuff and let you know what's going on here. And that's why we're going to call it Stay Tuned, so that you can be informed.
Definitely. When you say that, Tori, something comes to mind. We actually were downtown and went to a seminar they were doing called Making Waves.
Yes.
Which was, it's something interactive to let the citizens know what plans they're getting ready to make to downtown. Also, the area, the landing, the Jacksonville landing is going to be renovated.
Yes. They gave, quite a bit of information, blueprints. We'll be giving out, in shows to come, a little bit more insight as to the things that will be built down here. But I also heard about there is an observation tower that they're trying to build with a dining hall. They're looking to bring some ship museums, a lot of things that are coming to Jacksonville. And as well as about events, comedians and stuff. I know it's kind of hard to kind of figure out a lot of times when you're here in Jacksonville, but we're here to give it to you. Oh yeah, and also if you're a jazz lover, we've got a couple of places that you can also check out too. So those things will be good for you.
Live music.
Yes.
Just breeds a different type of environment. And we've needed that in Jacksonville for the longest time. I like to highlight one of the places I went recently, a place called Taste.
Yes.
Out there by Tinseltown. Live music, comedian shows, and I'm not plugged in with them in order to give you this information, but if you haven't been there, this is a place you have to check out.
Yes.
It's a live environment, man. Beautiful women.
Yes.
The environment is just conducive to a good time. I recommend that place.
Yes. And there are a few other places that you also should go. I think you should check out Zodiac Grill. Sometime on Friday nights, there's a band there called The Cats Downstairs. It's pretty good live entertainment for, a pretty modest fee. And you'd have a good time. There are a lot of professionals, that are trying to, really see, are there people out here like myself? So these are some of the places that you should really go and, take it in and have a good time.
Right. Okay. Well, with that segment, it's coming to a close, we'd like to, open up a new segment to you. Okay, that was all informative. But now we'd like to cover the next segment, which would be social acclimate. Okay, and the question I have for my co-host here is, how do you feel that the social acclimate of our city is changing or evolving or staying the same? On pace all the way from the 90s to the 2000s, right on up to the point we're at now.
Well, it's funny you say that, Carlos, because, originally in the 90s, we were more of, I would say, more like a club city or just things of that nature. We seem to have a little bit more social spots, a little bit more places that seem to be things that you could do, say, just listen to music,
right,
live music, or get a little bit more information about things that are going on in the city. And it seems as if we're building a little bit more. So I would say definitely, without a doubt, we have changed, in a lot of aspects.
Right. I mean, when we talk about a subject like this, what comes to mind, like in the 90s, back with the old 92.7 beat jams, and we were all excited about Gateway Mall and going out there and sometimes buying some of those suspect shirts that may not have a tag on the back of them, but we put them on and we felt good about ourselves and the way we dressed. So I would say that too. We went from there, on over to Regency Mall. Regency area was banging. I mean, it was the place to be.
That was the hot spot.
Yeah, definitely. Now we got the town center. Different places. With the change of times now. The town center is very nice. It smells nice. A lot of stores to shop at. If you're trendy, you like to stay, fresh. So, where are some of your favorite places, to go in Jacksonville?
Well, I mean, for the most part, I like to pretty much go everywhere. I like the outlet that they have over there in St. Augustine. Those are some nice places. I also like, K&G. I like the town center. It's a pretty nice place, but I really feel the direction that we need to put shopping and a lot of other things we need to be more towards downtown, because
I agree.
It's the life center of where we are.
I definitely agree. Saying that, maybe about a good week or so ago, I was down here and I've never seen so much foot traffic in downtown Jacksonville. It surprised me. Yes. I'm most of the time I'm on the south side of Jacksonville. You may see me around, and just coming down here to do some investigating and see what's popping, what's going down. I was on Adams Street, and fellas, I'm talking to the fellas right now. Round about 12 to 1 o'clock, when lunch break hits, this is the place you want to be. I've seen all type of beautiful women walking around, going to lunch. You might come out here and find your wife. You never know.
Well, ladies, I don't want to leave you out. There are a lot of eligible bachelors also down here, that are professional guys. And, I hear a lot of women say, there's not any guys here. Everybody wears gold sagging pants.
That's a lot of
and I beg to differ on that. What about you, Carlos?
I beg to differ as well. It's on the topic of social acclimate. I think that there are many prominent, educated, beautiful women and, nice young men that are looking, maybe to make that next leap in life and find someone they can build something with. Right. And it is here. It really is here. But it's all about putting yourself in position to actually encounter that type of individual. So one benefit of Stay Tuned will be that we're going to highlight these places that you need to be, in order to put yourself in better position to encounter that soulmate, if you will.
Right. Because the best thing that you want to do is put yourself in the best position to be successful.
Definitely.
Now we've come to the meat and potatoes, which is sports.
Oh yeah.
The real section that a lot of people want to talk about. So my first question I must pose to Carlos, I have to ask him, what do you think about that Super Bowl, man?
Man, the Super Bowl. Man, it was good, for a hot 2 seconds until that snap went into the end zone. After that, it went downhill. The commercials, I look forward to the commercials. The commercials were very, boring.
Yes.
They were very boring. And, almost went to sleep. I didn't have to use NyQuil that night.
Yes.
I think that maybe, just maybe, a more exciting Super Bowl would be with the Jacksonville Jaguars, about 2 years, with a starting quarterback named Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, definitely. The Jaguars have to. get us a quarterback, man. Because without a leader, you're doomed for failure.
Oh yeah.
And so I really think that number with that first pick, we definitely need to find us a quarterback. What are some of the other issues you think that are with the Jaguars?
Well, it's interesting because, when I think of the Jaguars, first thing you think about is face of the franchise. I can go over many different other Super Bowl, or not Super Bowl, but many other NFL teams, and a certain player will flash into your mind. And with that being so, I feel that right now, the state of the Jaguars, we need to develop an identity.
Yes.
And we also suffer from low profile. And there's one player right now that comes to mind that would almost immediately impact the team and raise the profile of the team, which will legitimize us for the next 10 to 15 years. And when I say that, what player do you think I'm talking about?
Come on, man. It's only one. It's only one, man. First of all, we have to have the polarizing image of a player who would really demand the audience as well as the media to check them out. And I think that's Johnny Manziel, man. He's a leader. He's tough. We know that he came out of the SEC. And one thing about him is when the pressure's on, we know he
can produce. You're right. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it. I've seen them with the off-field issues try to throw his game off. And he has a level of resilience. I mean, the way he responds, his head is just zoned into whatever he's doing. And when the pressure is on, we've seen many athletes come into the league and they're talented, but they can't handle the pressure. This guy is built ironclad. I mean, he's taking on, whatever comes his way. I think
he almost reminds me a little of Russell Wilson. He has that uncanny ability to escape the pocket as well as make a throw and get down and not take hits.
I agree.
And one thing about him, he doesn't like losing. He gets onto his players. He wants to be tough. He gives it to you, and I think that's probably the best guy for us. What do you think?
I agree wholeheartedly. Now, with that being said, the Jones-Drew situation, it's going to be handled in a couple of weeks from now. Coming up is the free agency deadline.
Right.
What are your feelings on what Drew has meant to the community and valuing him enough to keep him in the Jaguars uniform?
Drew, I'm talking to you. I'm telling you, you've meant everything to the Jaguars. I mean, you've been our rock. I would like for them to re-sign him. I think that would probably be the best thing, to have a veteran who could maybe give Johnny Manziel a great running game and connect that with, getting us good receivers and have a team where we can have a morale, actual offense that's balanced.
Right.
I think they need to look into maybe signing him, giving him a pretty decent deal, and giving him the respect that he deserves.
Yes.
What about you?
Well, one of the first running backs that comes to my mind when I think about Maurice Jones-Drew will be like the situation with Frank Gore out there in San Francisco.
Yes.
Some of the knocks I've heard on Drew has been, has he lost it? Does he still have it? But a player that delivers the punishing blows that Maurice Jones-Drew offers, you can hear it when he runs into a defender. You can hear it way up in the stands.
Yes.
You can't replace that. When I brought up Frank Gore because, they kept him around when the team was struggling. They got that back in dividends. I mean, because right now, he can still deliver 15, 20-yard runs from scrimmage and get the tough yards. Same thing Maurice Jones-Drew can do, even later in his career.
Yes, without a doubt. And we also want to pay homage to our other team that we have, quote-unquote football team, will be the Sharks.
Oh, yeah.
They've won 2 championships. Recently, they've brought back the quarterback, Garcia. I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar who he is. And they're looking to get us another championship. So we got to give them a little respect. And I need you guys to come check out and support those Sharks, man, as well as the Giants. What do you think about those guys?
I've watched them on TV. Haven't had the ability to get down to the actual game. But, I'm a big fan of the Giants. I see them out, here or there, and, I always give them props. They play hard, and I'm just excited that, even though it may not be a, national NBA league, we're at least going in the right direction. And there's many things that are making the community, more interesting and give you more outlets. So I look forward to going to one of the games in the near future. Yeah.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. And I want to leave one other thing. I didn't know if maybe a lot of people don't know, but we do have a ladies lingerie football team. For some of you guys, maybe you want to check that out because they're new to the city. We want to make them feel at home. So
yes,
go out and check out their games. I'm gonna tell you, man, that arena is really nice and it's comfortable, climate controlled. You don't have to be out in the sun, and maybe you get a good glimpse of whatever.
Yeah. Hey man, this guy's crazy. Don't let the little get up fool you. He's a clown. But anyway. Which is interesting. Now brings us to one of our last segments. Would be
community connection.
The community connection. And with that being said, Tori, we're going to be an interactive show. Right now on your screen, you should see an email address for Stay Tuned.
Sure.
We would like to know, get some feedback from you guys. What are some things going on in the community that you have been paying attention to that no one speaks on? We want to be the voice of the community. We want to bring positive things to the forefront as well as negative things. And maybe, just maybe, we can get some change for the better.
Yes.
So, Tori, as far as the community connection, what do you have to say about, things you've noticed, things that the show Stay Tuned is going to be highlighting?
Well, one thing is, man, first thing is with community connection, I think we should pay homage to those who have done things to give us the opportunity to have a show and do some of the things that we've done. I'd like to give, some information as far as who some of these councilmen who's helped us. I'd like to give a little bit of gratitude to Reginald Brown. I'd like to give a little bit to City Councilman Yarborough.
Yeah.
I'd also like to even give a little bit out to Miss Brown over there. She paid me a compliment when one time we went out to the City Council meeting. And also what we will be lighting is when you can go to those City Council meetings. They're twice a month. And get a little bit more insight as to what's going on, because what you have to understand is we have to be a part of the democratic process. And that's important to voice our opinion and know what is going on in the city and what we can do. What do you think, Charlie?
Also, you'll be a little surprised. Those segments, what they have down there, are kind of entertaining.
Yes.
I've been down there in some of the community connection segment where they have the speakers to come up and address certain issues. You may have to hold yourself, because you might laugh. They do some, pretty outlandish things down there. Sometimes,
There are definitely some characters.
Yeah.
We have deemed one character down there as Crazy Joe, and he will just
knock your socks off.
Yes.
I mean, I almost got put out of there, man. He came down there with all these conspiracy theories. And if I'm not mistaken, aside from, Crazy Joe, there was another guy that came down there, talking about filming a documentary in Asia on zombies, from an outbreak of swine flu or something crazy like that.
Yeah. So there's a range of wild people that come out, but what we want is we want a little more intellectual as well as people who have real issues about the community and things that they can voice and let the city council know what we're doing.
Right.
So, come out if you have time, maybe once a month, just to really take a look and be a part of, Jacksonville.
Definitely. Your cooperation is needed. And if you come down, you'll see exactly what I mean. There are all types of city ordinance and different things that are being passed that you guys just have no idea. Sometimes you drive past new things going up in your community and you have no idea the process that they've gone through in order to get these things in your communities. And you've seen things come in your communities like liquor stores, different things you don't want in your community.
Right.
And had you been there, you would have been able to maybe put a little more pressure on your representative in order to make sure those things don't come to your community. So, the life that we live and the lifestyle that we are benefiting from all comes from the democratic process. So, become a part.
And, with that said, I think we're going to wrap up this edition of Stay Tuned. And we'd like for you to check us out We'll probably be posting something maybe once or twice a month, and you'll be able to really get, entertained as well as informed.
Definitely.
So I am Tori. This is
Carlos.
And we're signing off from Stay Tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. You there.